This week, it became very clear to me as to why it is that you want to delegate. Previously, I was always thinking like, why exactly would I want to delegate work? For example, why exactly would I want to delegate me clipping shorts? Like, I now understand why that should be obvious besides just being a fucking super tedious task. I used to think, why exactly would I have to delegate that? But this week, it became very, very clear to me as to why it is that you want to delegate certain things so that you can focus on higher leverage tasks. Right now, in my opinion, one of the highest leverage tasks that there is in the business and the industry that I'm working with right now is AI. AI and being able to convert a warm audience into paying clients. Those are the two highest leverage things at my disposal. And I've noticed right now, a thing that was really taking a lot of my time, clipping these long form videos that I make and turning them into shorts. It's really easy, really simple, but it just takes so much fucking time. And nobody wants to fucking do that shit. So what we did is luckily Josh hired Afonso. Shout out to Afonso, by the way. Fucking G. We have him clipping up the shorts for now. And that way we can have Josh, me, everybody on the team focus on other higher leverage tasks. And eventually, things you have to understand how to do like that task. You have to understand what makes a good short, what gives a good hook, all that other fun stuff. You have to understand it in order to actually be able to delegate it. Because if you don't, then you're going to do a fucking bad job. So right now, while Afonso understands and learns that process, which eventually he will be able to delegate that as well, but he can focus on higher leverage tasks and understanding other certain things, which is the entire process. You go through a workflow, you try and learn it, and you get a good grasp of it. That way so that you can delegate it. It's the same thing with AI. Right now, we're really trying to understand it and get to a point where we can speak the language of AI so that we can eventually delegate that to somebody who understands more about AI and focus on the higher leverage thing that only you can do, which is exactly how all the top level CEOs operate. They understand every single part of the workflow that they're working on, every single part of the business to a degree. Sometimes they understand certain things more than others, but for the most part, they need to understand how the entire machine operates so that they know who it is that they need to put in place so that they can actually do a good job. Versus in contrast, if you have a machine, but you don't really understand how it operates, and you're trying to hire for people to be able to take over a part of the machine, how exactly are you supposed to know what makes a good fit for that part of the machine? Which is exactly as to why you need to understand it. So that way you can actually have good hires. And not only that, just understanding how things operate is fun. I'm curious. I'm just a naturally curious person. I want to learn more about AI. I want to learn more about funnels. I want to funnel hack more. I want to go through funnels and see. For example, I was going through Tony Robinson's funnel. Oddly enough, his funnel could be improved in a lot of ways. He has like no AI in his funnel. I'm like this. This guy's one of the most successful people in the world in terms of business, and he's not using AI. What a fucking bum. But it's pretty decent. He has a pretty decent, it's not a lead squeeze funnel, it's a application funnel. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of walk you guys through it. So a lead comes in through either an ad, long form video, you name it. Wherever it is that you are getting leads through, you have the people go into your landing page. And his landing page consists of the first thing that you walk in is the call to action. Well, not call to action, but it's a promise and calling out a specific group. So he's basically calling out to an ideal audience. And then under that, he has VSL. I didn't watch the VSL. The VSL is probably just breaking down limiting beliefs and all that other fun stuff that people, whatever. I don't understand VSLs to a higher degree, but that's something that I'm going to be understanding very soon. And then under that, he basically has an entire breakdown on what it consists in the coaching program that he's selling. And then under that, he has tons and tons and tons of client testimonials, tons of them. Like, it's tons of success stories and you name it. At the very bottom, he has like the Tony Robinson story. So he has a pretty good landing page in terms of actually converting people. Obviously, he converted me because I was trying to go through the process. And then after that, there's a call to action like apply for coaching. And then after the application for the coaching, it's a form. And the form asks you specific questions to see. It's not even to see if you qualify. I think everyone automatically qualifies. But the thing that makes it interesting is that instead of what we have right now with our funnel, we have AI do the qualification for us. And I understand AI can sometimes not be perfect, but I think it could help a lot in certain handoffs. For example, like the first ever touch point, I didn't get the first message from Tony Robinson's till like 30 minutes after I fucking applied, which is horrible. I don't know if it was just me. I would assume not, but that's the problem with having human intervention throughout the whole process. Humans can sometimes make mistakes as well. Versus in contrast, having an automation, it's a lot harder for the automation to forget to send the first message. It is for a human to forget. So I still believe that AI at Tony Robinson's funnel can be improved. So I guess to kind of give you guys a bit more context is once you apply, I personally didn't get the email till like 20, 30 minutes later. And the email was for me to book a 5-minute qualification call. I think what could have been improved is if in Tony Robinson's funnel, if he would have had somebody actually initiate a conversation via SMS and ask me a question, I think that would have been way better. Instead, I think there was a lot of friction because let's just say somebody came in from an ad and the trust isn't necessarily there yet. And you're immediately trying to book a call with them. The conversions are going to be probably not the highest. Obviously, Tony Robbins can get away with it because he's a very well-known person. And I mean, he probably has tons of leads coming in. But I think that could just be a little tweak that might change it, might improve conversions. I might just be yapping out of my ass, but this is something that I've kind of seen that can be improved. Like, first of all, the message would have to be fucking almost immediately. Like, it would have to be within the first minute of me, or like the first 2 minutes of me sending the application form. And then from there, what you would want to do is ask a question, a pain point that I might have, and then initiate the conversation and basically dig on the pain points. And once they see if I actually qualify for a call, or maybe they want the human to qualify them, but more than anything, the AI is there to actually nurture the lead, depending on what your priorities are. If you want to only book calls with qualified clients or qualified leads, or if you just want the lead to nurture them and eventually have a person qualify them on a call. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how Tony Robinson's funnel worked. What the fuck was I even talking about? I completely forgot. But yeah, I'm done yapping. Check out my main channel, link is in the bio.